Hey, howdy, Alex here. If you're in SEO, I'm pretty sure you've had news. Google's broken and is not getting any better. Since summer last year, helpful content update, reviews update, search has been absolutely kaput, and everyone who ranks is just the big behemoths and some sites that miraculously managed to save themselves from the fires. And what I wanted to do in this video is to give you a quick recap on the whole thing that has happened, a few things that some of you might have missed. The article from Thomas talks about Google Decay, which was a headline from the Morning Brew just a couple days ago. And basically it covers the big piece of news that I'm sure you heard of, which was an article that Giselle Navarro, which published just about 2 weeks ago on HouseFresh, which is a site that keeps your home fresh, and that's all they do, and they're pretty good at that. You know, they were doing really well, and then this thing happened. This blue spike here is just from them getting some insane media attention after publishing that really good piece, which I'm gonna open real quick so you get to see. It's right there on the homepage, okay? So this is on 19th of February, exactly 10 days ago. It's a fantastic showcase of the very sad and poor state of search right now. This is not to complain, mind you. I've had sites where I made a lot more money because of the sad state of affairs, and I had sites where I lost money. The article fundamentally shows how all these humongous yet random sites, like Better Homes and Gardens, maybe, but Rolling Stone, come on, what does Rolling Stone have to say about air purifiers against viruses and bacteria? Well, so what she basically says on this very long, very good article that I will link to in the description below, they are inundating the web with subpar product recommendations that you cannot trust. Amen. And now I'm not an expert in this particular niche. I have air purifiers in my home because I live in a city where for 3 months a year you can't breathe the air, but that's it. I need to be able to breathe the air that surrounds me, and I rely on these things to basically not get cancer very quickly. It's not fun if we're in the middle of it, by the way. Just Google Chiang Mai burning season, it's fun. And so what they basically go on to cover is the entire pile of absolute regurgitated garbage that is inundating the SERPs for that. But then here, this is the interesting part, she goes on to talk about, obviously Reddit is ranking for freaking everything. I'm gonna cover the whole Reddit thing, even like the profile of the Redditor is being like deleted. So Reddit is ranking for it with a profile that doesn't even exist anymore. So like, I can sure trust this result, right? The SEO world has been obsessed with EEAT for a few years now, specifically since the Medic update in summer of 2018. And it says the core and helpful content updates are heavily focused on something they call EEAT, which is basically an acronym that stands for Do You Know Your Shit. And most sites don't, because they run by an affiliate portfolio manager that just publishes whatever content, is really good at optimizing for search, because search is all links and clicks. And if you can do those two things well, thou shalt rank for everything. Now, for most people that don't feel like cheating their audiences, it's very hard to do the whole cheating the algorithm without cheating your audience as well. And that's the hard part, where small-time publishers like HouseFresh and like myself, I have a decent sized portfolio, but in the big scheme, I'm not BuzzFeed, okay? These sites aren't really publishing fantastic stellar level content, but they have EEAT. Now, they don't have EEAT because their content has been peer reviewed by 17, air quality engineers, if that's even a thing. They have EEAT because they have a load of links pointing to their websites. You think I'm kidding? 1.5 million referring domains, DR95. Like, it's a logarithmic scale. To go from DR94 to 95 is more than going from DR0 to 30. Just take that for whatever it's worth, okay? Now, turns out, Google is all links and clicks. This is a fantastic article from Barry Adams, who happens to know his shit. And this beautiful slide here says, our ability to understand documents directly is minimal. They fake it. So they watch how people react to documents and memorize their responses. This is why RankBrain, which is what assesses the behavior of users on your site, is arguably more important than many other things. Cheating rank brain, unless you're doing micro workers and CTR manipulation and things like that, which I don't suggest people do because it's, again, it's cheating the system, and it's a system that is owned by a private corporation. How do you feel about that? For me, the part that I don't feel right about is cheating the audience. And so, because I am the audience, you are the audience, okay? You watching this might be an SEO, but you are the audience for other things. And the problem is, like, I mean, every single SEO knows this. You can't Google any best blah, blah, blah keyword and expect a good response. Like, you have to do your research somehow. We've ruined search. That's the way it works. So the stuff that ranks isn't actually the genuinely best result that is there available. So, because Google doesn't understand your site. They tell you they do, but they kind of do, okay? And there's been multiple cases. Kyle Roof ranking with Lauren Ipsum was one of them. If you make Google's life easy by having all the semantically related entities on the page structured in exactly the way that Google wants to see it, with a fantastic hierarchy of headings and content and schema, and you make the page very fast and easy to be retrieved, which in summary means publish great content and make your site fast, they have an easier time understanding your content, and that helps. But ultimately, it's all backlinks, and that's why Reddit is ranking for everything and anything. But you would think, is this the only reason that Reddit is ranking for everything and anything? I mean, you want to see something funny? Like, House Fresh is getting outranked for the title of the article that they published originally by no other than Reddit. And so Reddit and Quora are ranking there at the top, then YouTube, of course, because YouTube is Google. And then you get, let me put this guy here. And then we get them. We get the original publisher. It's interesting because that's not what users want to see. They want to see specialty sites that know their stuff. Like, if I want to buy an air purifier because the air in Chiang Mai will give me cancer, I'd like to read House Fresh, okay? Now, it poses a real threat to the final users when the state of affairs is like this in search. It's the way it is. And you would think, well, Google is just trying the best to make the SERPs good and helpful to the user. But we just said that they don't understand documents very well. And then the part where things started to really smell like poo-poo was when Google and Reddit officially told the world that they got in bed for $60 million a year in exchange for all the user behavior data from Reddit. And Reddit basically has this upvotes and downvotes system that tells you like what's considered the best, but that's considered the best in a democratic system. And democratic systems are flawed because when you need veritable information for things that require an expert, you need an expert. You've watched 12 minutes of this video if you've watched this far, because I probably sound like I know my shit, and I'd like to believe I do. I've been doing SEO for 8 years. I've audited over 1,000 content sites. I've recovered algorithmic and manual penalties for over 100 websites. I've run a 7-figure content site portfolio that eventually went to become, not by me, by the founder of the company, into a publicly traded company. I ran a multi-million-dollar link building agency that does white hat backlinks. We build over 12,000 backlinks per year of genuine outreach backlinks, from legitimate sites like HouseFresh. Not HouseFresh, we don't collaborate with them as far as I know, but sites like HouseFresh. We give them something that they want and they like, and they link to somebody that needs a link. And that powers the internet, okay? If that just shook you like I told you that babies come from Boom Boom, I'm sorry, but that's where babies come from, and that's where rankings come from, backlinks. And so what we can do if we are a publication like HouseFresh, I'm gonna use this niche just as an example, okay? Pretty sure Giselle has already done all this kind of like reverse engineering of the enemy Goliath, but for as long as search is broken, you have an advantage, and the advantage is that Google has been artificially beefing Reddit for a long time up, and this is not going to stop, because now Google has on their best interest for Reddit to have more traffic. So from the same $60 million a year that they want to get more bang for their buck. So the more traffic they send to Reddit, the more user information they can aggregate Reddit is happy as fuck. And now Google has more data for the same amount of money, which means that Reddit just went parabolic. Now, if they announce the deal here, but after the update, Reddit already started moving up. And this I can believe to be organic-ish in the sense of the algorithm changed. The algorithm favored even stronger websites, okay? If Ahrefs says that they're getting 500 million clicks from search per month, they are likely getting a billion. And so if they're getting a billion readers from search per month because they rank for 130 million keywords, which is insane. Google, the amount of data that this is going to feed into Google's AI is unspeakable. Eventually, they will nerf it because, again, not a single user likes this. And if you like it, let me know in the comments. For now, up until this gets nerfed, you are sitting on a gold mine. If you have access to Ahrefs, click on keywords, and this is what I've been doing for literally each and every single one of my websites and my client sites as fast as I can to get as many keywords as I can while this is like this, because at some point Reddit will go. So what you can do is you come here and you go to keyword and you enter. You can do two things. You say it doesn't contain Reddit to avoid branded searches, because they do have a lot of branded searches. And then contains, and you put the big broad keyword that defines your niche. In this particular case, I'm going to say purifiers. Basically, the air purifier subreddit is where the conversation is at, okay? For every single niche, there's going to be a subreddit that has some information that's valuable. So let me open this one here. I'm going to go hit the little arrow, hit overview. And then you just hit the subreddit. Select path, because if you select the exact URL only, you won't see much. Ooh, 10,000 keywords. Look at me. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Go on. We're gonna hit best. And then I want to see keyword difficulty only up to 10. Look at this beauty. 500 best air purifier or best blah 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 within my niche. If this is my niche. Best air purifier for smoke, KD5, meaning you likely need very few backlinks. Best air purifier for cigarette smoke, for weed smoke, for basements, humidifier combo, for VOCs, fantastic for pet allergies. So you can download this entire list and throw it in any keyword clustering tool of your choice. I'm going to show you a ChatGPT extension that I like in a second. It's called Keyword Cluster Bot. You can just search it on the repository of GPTs. And you dump the list of keywords from here and says, hey, group this by keywords that are the same and keywords that mean different things. And it might shrink the list to, let's say, maybe 300 unique ideas. Beautiful. You have 300 pieces of content that you can create. Use AI, like it's 2024, everyone is, so make your life easy, right? You can use something like my SEO checklist here and just go into the on-page section. And here I'll tell you everything that you need to include on your outline. Okay, just feed this list into GPT and says, write me an outline that covers all of this. And then write the article, and then use your editor that actually knows the niche to make sure that it's clean and it will actually do a service to your audience instead of a disservice. And bonus points, fill everything. This little guy will get happier, and so will your website. So going back to this, get the list of keywords, throw into ChatGPT keyword clustering thingy, write the articles, and Bob's your uncle. This is what I've been doing for each and every single one of my clients to help them regain some turf that they've unjustly lost to Reddit and some other sites. And this is what you can do if you get into any roadblocks doing this, or if you want to expand on the source and add some interesting points of view on the subject. By all means, just drop a comment, and hope this helps. Cheers. Bye bye.